At Hellenika Cultured Creamery, gelato is reimagined through a Greek lens, blending tradition, culture, and craft into every scoop. Their cultured gelato is made fresh throughout the day in small batches that keep flavors bold and textures smooth. Hellenika is a sibling-run operation led by Connie, Alex, and Peter, each bringing something different to the table. Connie shapes the brand marketing and customer experience, while Alex keeps the day-to-day operations running smoothly. And Peter leads the kitchen, developing new flavors inspired by his food science background. Together, they keep everything moving.
Yeah, know exactly how brothers and sisters so grew up together work. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes I think we don't get along a lot. Sometimes, no. Today it still happens. I know.
Yeah.
But we still understand each other. We can work together through it. Yeah. What do you think? Dee?
Yeah, we like each other most of the time.
They're like my best friends in the end.
Yeah.
Long before Hellenika opened its doors, the siblings grew up in Australia, an environment that shaped their creativity and resilience.
Australia's constantly changing. So coming over here and being founders, we're just going with the way the world's rolling, the ball's rolling.
Hellenika is just the evolution of what we grew up doing, plus a little the kids go a little crazy in the kitchen kind of thing.
Like many good ideas, Hellenika began over dinner, where conversations about food and dairy slowly turned into experimenting with gelato.
Yeah, before Hellenika, I was actually studying food science here. I was actually at Washington State University. So after that, me and my brother and my sister, we came together and this place.
But why is this cultured creamery called Hellenika?
It means Greek.
So, yeah, I would say it's a combination of two words. The first part is Hellenic. This is the Greek word for Greek. And the second part is American. It's my family taking to America. So it's kind of like the Hellenic American cultured creamery.
Connie, Alex, and Peter were raised in a household shaped by Greek heritage and Australian roots, with traditions passed down from their father, Con, who immigrated from Greece.
Our family immigrated in the 60s to Australia when they would just bring what they knew into a new country, and it was dairy. So we benefited from them bringing their talent. So I would say it goes back longer than I can count.
So, what is cultured gelato, and how is it different from other creamy frozen desserts?
The way I like to explain it is an Italian-style gelato with a little Greek twist. We get all of our milk and creams from a family dairy. It's called Edeling. That comes about an hour and a half north of us in Washington. Milk and cream goes into a giant pot I showed you earlier called a pasteurizer with some cane sugar. Cook this mixture 30 minutes at 145. It's called low temperature pasteurization. After that mixture is pasteurized, we cool it down. Then we'll add the cultures. It's our family's Greek cultures that goes in. Incubates for about 5 hours. During that time, the cultures, they'll eat some of that sugar, makes the gelato sweet. They produce a byproduct called lactic acid, and they also produce other complex flavor components. And this is what gives our gelato that very characteristic hard sours. All of our flavors start the same.
Call that plain Greek, so that's our base of everything.
So yeah, we'll just flavor it differently. Then it gets frozen fresh right in front of the store. So we have these fantastic machines that freeze the gelato fresh in the counters. You can taste it straight out.
Each batch of gelato has its own mixing time and rotation cycle based on water content, keeping the crystals incredibly small and the texture smooth and creamy. Alongside rotating flavors, Hellenika offers familiar favorites that keeps customers coming back.
So our most popular flavor by far is our ube coconut. So ube is a type of a sweet purple ham. So flavor profile is a little nutty, a little vanilla. Add to the gelato with toasted shredded coconut. My personal favorite is our Seattle flavor. That's a flavor I make with Earl Grey tea from Market Spice with some orange and some vanilla and some activated charcoal. Makes a little bit of a gloomy gray.
Creating new flavors at Hellenika is a constant collaborative process shaped by conversations, memories, and moments that spark new ideas.
So we pull on flavors And there's different cultures. You've got Filipino, you've got your true Aussie, which again is normally a mixing pot. You've got your Greeks, Italian. So when it comes to pulling in flavors, it really goes back to what we've grown up eating. My favorite is probably one of our core flavors. It's called omali. It's an Egyptian dessert, and I used to make it for us.
So, why Pike Place Market?
I'd like to think that this story of Hellenika is coming back to Pike Place. It's a very special market. Like, there's nothing in the world that is Pike Place. There's a lot of people doing some amazing things with food, arts down in this market. You always find something new and cool out here, and Hellenika is part of returning to that spirit.
It's definitely helped. I couldn't think of a better place to make it.
But the real advantage of Pike Place is the community.
And we're always about extending our family. Everyone, all the other marketers here at Pike, it's just like one big family working like together really closely, using ingredients from other markets as well.
So, what comes next for Hellenika as it continues to grow?
I want to emphasize that I want to keep that spirit that we have at Pike Place all the time. So that's what limits our growth. However, we want to be one of the premier brands in this area, this region. When you think of, great quality dairy, I want Hellenika to be up there.
More than anything, Hellenika is about family. Not just who started it, but everyone who helps bring it to life.
Mothers, daughters, brothers, sisters, cousins that actually work. So once one of them comes in, I feel like it starts to build. It's a great community, but there's a lot of family dynamics within the family dynamics here. But again, as what I said, is like, this is like coming into someone's house. You're going to try everything. We want you to try everything.
When you step inside Hellenika Cultured Creamery, you become part of the family.
We do some weird things with flavors. So you might think you're traditionally a vanilla person, but you're going to work out with something that you didn't even think you were going to try at the end of this. And again, once you leave a Greek person or Aussie's house, who again I always said you're not going to be hungry at the end of it. I hope that experience is memorable too.